Namaste and welcome to Tridevi Chamunda Mandir in Denver, Colorado. This is Yamajit. Thank you so very much for joining me for day 9 of Tibetan Book of the Dead Sadhana. Sangye Chodang Soki Chuk Namla Jangcho Bado Dakni Kyap Suchi Dagji Jin Suki Pe So Nam Ki Drula Panchisang Ye Drupa Shope. The Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Sangha. Until enlightenment, we take refuge in you. May we, through the merit of generosity and so forth, achieve Buddhahood for the benefit of all sentient beings. Pei. Namaste to Deborah, to Kim, and to Ali, and anybody else who may be tuning in live at this point. And also namaste to anyone who'll be watching these recordings in the future. So this is day 9, Tibetan Book of the Dead Sadhana. I'd like to begin with the introduction. Being thus set face to face at various stages, however, weak one's attachments to cause and effect connections may be, one should have recognized these connections at some point on this journey. When recognizing, even once, it is impossible not to be liberated, yet, although set face to face so often, one long habituated to strong tendencies, and not being familiar with these tendencies, even having affection for them, one may be led backwards. This is due to the power of one's negative inclinations, despite being exposed to the way beyond them. The hook rays of the light of grace may not be able to catch hold of one. In awe and terror and the lights and rays, the deceased one may still wander. Thereupon, all the divine images with their attendants will come to shine simultaneously at the same time. The lights proceeding from different directions will also come to shine upon one simultaneously. For this, sitting face to face, calling the deceased by name, in form. So I invite you now to make yourself comfortable. Close your eyes. Breathe deeply. Take a moment to envision the person for whom you are doing this sadhana and call them by name silently 3 times. And acknowledge that in doing this, you are acting as a conduit for this information, giving this information to your loved one to guide them on their journey. Day 9, multiple bright colors. O nobly born until yesterday, each of the separate deities had shone upon you one by one. Even though having been set face to face, because of the influence of your negative tendencies, you were awed and terrified by them and have remained here. If you had recognized the radiances of wisdom to be emanations of your own thought forms, before now you could have obtained perfection and had been reabsorbed into the halo of rainbow light. Now look on undistractedly. The lights from all 5 places will come to receive you. Act appropriately in order to know them. O nobly born, On this ninth day, the four colors of the primal states, water, earth, fire, air, will shine upon you simultaneously. Each of the images of the past 5 days will arrive together. There will be 5 key images with their companions and attendants, forming a foray of total images. They come from your heart and are the product of your own love. They will shine. Know them. O nobly born, these realms do not come from somewhere outside of yourself. They come from within the divisions of your heart. They come from within you and shine upon you. The images do not come from somewhere else. They exist from eternity within the faculties of your own intellect. Know them to be of that nature. O nobly born, the size of these deities is not large, not small, but are proportionate. They have their ornaments, their colors, their sitting postures, their thrones and emblems, and each holds. The images are formed within groups of 5 pairs. From the images will emerge rays of light, extremely clear and fine like the rays of the sun, spun into threads. The rays will shine upon you and strike against your heart. Each image emits a specific radiant color, as if coming from an inverted cup, dazzling, glorious, and terrifying, emanating in concentric orbs like ripples from the stone thrown onto a still pond of water. Blue, white, yellow, and red. These will come to shine against your heart simultaneously. O nobly born, all of these are the radiances of your own intellectual faculties, and they come to shine. They have not come from any other place. Do not be attracted toward them. Do not be weak. Do not be terrified. Clear your mind of thoughts, for thoughts will arrest the natural flow of the mind. Abide in the mood of non-thought formation. In that state, all the forms and radiances will emerge into yourself, and perfection will be obtained. Note that the green light will not shine upon you because this wisdom, aspects of your intellect, has not been perfectly developed. O nobly born, these are the lights of the 4 wisdoms. At this time you must remember the teachings of the sitting face to face, which you will receive from your teacher. If you have remembered, you will recognize all of these lights which have shone upon you, being reflections of your own inner light. You will have recognized them as intimate friends, will have believed in them and understood them as a son understands his mother. Believing in the unchanging nature of the pure and holy truth, you will have produced in yourself tranquil flowing concentration. Having merged into the body of this perfectly evolved intellect, you will have obtained perfection. O nobly born, along with radiances of wisdom, impure illusory lights will also come to shine. These are dull lights of dull white, dull green, dull yellow, dull blue, dull reddish, and dull smoke-colored. These 6 will come to shine along with the 6 radiances of wisdom. When these dull lights shine, do not be afraid nor attracted toward any, but allow yourself to rest in the non-thought condition. If you are frightened by the pure radiances of wisdom and attracted by the impure lights of the lower realms, then you will assume a body in any of the 6 lower realms, including the dull yellow lights of the human realm. You will continue to experience imperfection. O nobly born, if you are one who has not obtained the select words of a teacher of this path, you will have fear of the pure radiances of wisdom and its images. Being frightened, you will be attracted toward the impure objects. Do not do this. Humbly trust in the dazzling pure radiances of wisdom. Frame your mind to faith and think, the compassionate radiances of wisdom have come to take hold of me out of compassion, and I take refuge in them. Not yielding to attraction toward the illusory lights, devote your whole mind one-pointedly toward the image of the radiant light and say, alas, when wandering in the circular path, through the power of my pride, stupidity, lust, hatred, egoism, and jealousies, on the bright, radiant path of the four wisdoms united, may I be led by the radiance of the five victorious images. May the radiances of be my rear guard. May I be rescued from impure, dull light paths, and being saved from the ambushes of this journey, may I be placed within the pure realm. Pay. By praying like this, one recognizes one's own inner light and merges oneself therein. Perfection is obtained through humble faith. In the ordinary devotee comes to know oneself and obtain liberation. Even the most lowly, by the power of pure prayer, one can choose the doors of the lower realms and, in understanding the real meaning of the wisdom united, obtain perfection. Thus, by being set free to face in this detailed manner, those who are destined to be liberated will come to recognize the truth. Thereby, many will obtain liberation. The worst of the worst, those having done evil deeds without the least predilection for any religion, and some who have failed their vows through the power of illusions and not recognizing illusions even when set face to face with the truth, will stray downwards. Om. I invite you now to take a deep and clearing breath. Let go of the meditation for the time being, knowing you can return tomorrow. Slowly open your eyes, and I encourage you to meditate quietly for a while before resuming the day's activities. I'd like to invite everybody tomorrow at 7 o'clock for day 10 of our Tibetan Book of the Dead Sadhana. Following that, I'll be signing off for a couple of minutes and then signing back on. And I'll be sharing with you a meditation based on a short scripture, the Sri Sarasvati Stotram. Just a wonderful meditation on the goddess of knowledge, of the arts, of learning, and of creation. Once again, I'd like to thank everybody for joining me right now live. That would include Larch, Ali, Kim, Deborah. And I'd also once again like to thank anybody who'll be watching these recordings in the future. So until next time, namaste. Blessings always. Thank you so very much for joining me this evening. And Jai Ma. Jai Ma. Jai Ma. And good night. Oh, looks like I have a quick question here from Allie. She asks, how does one get that practice? So what I'm reading from is this short book. This is really a more condensed version of the Tibetan Book of the Dead. The language is just wonderful for Westerners. It's called The Beginner's Guide to the Tibetan Book of the Dead, a Buddhist view of the afterlife. You can find this on Amazon. And then there are other translations of the Tibetan book, including Shambhala Publications has a very good translation. So hopefully that's the Sarasvati practice. Thanks for clarifying that, Ali. There is a site called, I believe it's agori.com. It's actually a site out of Italy, but it does have an English version of the site. And if you go into their Stotram section, you will find that particular practice and just numerous others. So, and actually, it was good to reintroduce our text again, too. So, thank you for asking about that. So, again, have a wonderful night. And thank you again. And see you all tomorrow. Jai Ma.